Hello, everyone. Today, I'll be playing The Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening EX. That is the Game Boy Color version. There we go. Alright, I guess let me know if the audio needs balancing. I've played this game so many times. This is one of the earliest games I remember ever playing. And I've kind of tossed back and forth which version do I like better, Game Boy Color or original Game Boy. So there are a few differences, and obviously the color is one of them. But the original one has one less dungeon, and it also has an exclusive glitch, where if I press select like that to open my map, as I'm transitioning through a screen, I can warp to the other side of the screen I'm going to. If I screen warped right here, instead of entering on the left side of the screen, I would enter from the right side of the screen. That's pretty useful. It can be used for numerous skips. And I fully plan on playing the black and white version too. Usually if I want to go with nostalgia, I play Link's Awakening DX with the color. If I want to do there's streaming, glitches, stuff like that, I go with the black and white. First thing I'm gonna do is collect some rupees. Because I'm not going to be playing the game as you're intended. Not exactly. I'm gonna be doing some skips. I also want to, at some point, play this game with some Codebreaker or Game Genie, something like that, enabled. Because there's some really fun cheat codes you can do. And one of the most interesting is lowering the effect of gravity. Now with a top-down 2D game, you wouldn't expect that to do much of anything, but it makes some really interesting stuff happen. I want to start by getting like 10 rupees. And I intentionally named myself Thief because I'm going to be called that anyway. This is one of the... might be the only Zelda game where you can steal from the shops and it's absolutely intended. But one consequence of that is it renames Link to Thief no matter what you named him before. If I just do this, run around until he looks away, and then exit the shop, I've successfully stolen it, and, oh yeah, seizure warning, he kills you. Average. And 910 rupees for a bow is insane. Probably the most expensive thing in Zelda throughout the game's history. Might think I need these 10 rupees for the bombs, but that's not the case actually. I'm stealing those too. Because apparently theft is capital punishment in the Dream Island. So I don't feel so bad just taking it. Okay, let's see if I can get this first try. I will be using save states because why not? Need to do about 2 before. So I'm around this. Oh, that's gonna be too late. Wait. Perfect. First try. That's part of the strategy. I definitely like this version better than Switch version of both the Crane game and the game as a whole. I enjoyed a lot of the quality of life improvements that the Switch offered. Multiple new save warp locations and stuff like that, but I don't know, felt wrong. Early. Around here. Still a little bit too early. Here we go. I always thought that this shopkeeper looked so goofy. And there's a, like, Ek-related mascot that he reminds me of. I don't remember what company it was. So I've got the Yoshi doll. I will be getting the boomerang. Because it's... in this version of the game, it's easily the most powerful weapon in Zelda. Just watching Rico, the Ricoist Rico, playing Link's Awakening for the Switch. And it's quite refreshing to see. No offense, it's quite refreshing to see someone not rushing the game. Because that's typically what I'm doing, and that's typically what I watch. Because I enjoy seeing the speedruns and such. Got a can of dog food. And I will get to that soon enough. So this is the annoying owl. Pops up throughout the game. It always reminded me of a Twinkie just because I always thought as a kid that his beak looked like a Twinkie. Typically what you're supposed to do here is go right, go through a tunnel, pick up a mushroom, take it to a witch, and she turns it into magic powder. But I just skipped over that by getting the magic powder at the crane game. Because if you try to go north from here without disabling this guy, bringing him back into a human, you'll get lost in the forest and just end up in some random patch. Remember last time I played this on stream, which, gosh, I've played it dozens of times on stream. I ended up beating it in one sitting, and that's unlikely to happen today because I don't know if you can tell, but my throat is sore. Sound a bit raspier today. And the things that I would do to have a milkshake right now. And speaking of being hysterical for food, guy just eats the dog food, can and all. He gives us bananas, and that's all we can do for the trading quest right now. I figure I'll get the first few dungeons done, maybe the first 2 or 3. Dungeon 4 is about when things start getting a little less soul memory, I guess. Kind of want to challenge myself. I have beaten the first dungeon and gotten to the second dungeon. Semi-blind? That meaning I only saw black and white. All of the background was completely black, and all of the creatures and such were completely white. Yeah, that's not what I thought that was. I just called it blackout mode, and I just wanted to see if I could do it, and it turns out I could. Not going to be going for level 2 sword, because it's just too out of the way. If I had low gravity on, these holes here, I could just walk over them. That's another thing I'll admit that I did like about the Switch version, is it had inventory sorting. Here I can show off a quick glitch that I'm gonna show but not utilize yet. If I take my sword, aim opposite to the wall that my back is up against, if I hold left, at the peak of my jump I press right, I can just jump over the wall. And that has various uses. Often it just leads you into the back rooms, but occasionally you'll find something is actually can be utilized. But typically what I do here in my black and white run is I would leave the first dungeon and go all the way to the 8th and get the fire rod, which you get from the final dungeon. I don't have any more keys. Missed one somewhere. I always miss a key in this first dungeon. Speaking of the wall jump, I can do it right here too. Typically that saves time if you don't have to go all the way back down anyway. Oh, that was fast. I think this might be what I'm missing. I thought this was the compass, but I guess not. Yeah, this is the one that I keep missing. And if I remember that one, I missed the other one. It's just to the left of the entrance. One thing I can do here. 2 hits. I don't really need it. I got it anyway. Time to throw. I'm surprised that hit. So that's the first of the 8 instruments. We encounter Twinkie Owl again. I do really love the sprite work in this game. If for no other reason than nostalgia. I could not give this game an objective opinion if I had a gun to my head. This is like the game of my childhood. Maybe this and Pokemon Crystal. So these ranting, rambling kids are telling me that the chain chomp that I passed earlier has been dog-napped. Of course, it's my job to go save it. There are a number of items in this game that I typically try to avoid. Those acorns and the power triangles that are similar. The compasses, maps, because they just kind of waste time. Especially the compasses, because each time you pick one up, the Xbox is like a mile long. These are the guys that kidnapped Bow Wow, which is the name of the chain chomp. About as far as I got. As a kid, my first time playing it, I distinctly remember getting too scared of the Moblin boss and not continuing anymore. So right now, if you take Bow Wow back home, the owner will say, well, why don't you take him for a walk? Like, yeah, that's what I'm going to say if my dog gets dog-napped. Why don't you bring him back, and why don't you go take him for a walk? That's the power triangle. I actually have had dogs go missing before. The 5 dogs I've taken care of in my adult life, only one of them has never, like, disappeared at some point. And that was because he was scared of leaving the house. This is a very fun dungeon if you're in the black and white version and can use screen warps to your advantage. Don't think I was supposed to. Really? But it doesn't matter. But it does matter. Now is what I'm supposed to hit it. That whole sequence can be completely skipped with the screen warp. Say, watching Rico play this game, not giving hints and backseating was so hard for me. This is like the one game Well, I know a few games that I know some speedrun strategies, but definitely wouldn't call myself a speedrunner. I have done a speedrun of this game, but it wasn't exactly your typical one. Because my only goal was to get to the final boss. It took me 2 minutes flat. Using a route that I found when I was, I don't know, 8 years old. That's the power bracelet. It's equipable in the Switch version, but not in this. It's another thing that I enjoyed about playing this on the Switch. Just the little quality of life things. Okay, if I recall correctly, this, and then this. Yep. I make the jump. Yep. Here I'm going to employ one of said speedrun tactics. Typically you have to dodge this guy's attacks. And then pick up his bottle and throw it 3 times. I know a way. Make it so that you only have to throw the bottle 1 time. Flip into this corner, hold up and left and throw it. Breaks instantly. Need to watch my health. Oh, I refuse. I don't know why I'm trying to go for Deathless. It's not like I can actually do it. Because I stole from the shop. Fury is waiting. So the entire reason that we have to have Chain Chomp here in the first place is just to get by these plants. Because otherwise there's no real way into Dungeon 2. Oh yeah, one thing I can do with this power bracelet. The upper right corners in this are bugged. So wherever there's a corner that's up and to the right, you can just pick it up. I find that quite funny. Now you actually return Bow Wow. There's actually a funny little glitch with this doghouse. I kind of wish they had paid homage to in the Switch release somehow. If I walk into the back of this doghouse, I end up in a glitched version of Dungeon 2. All kinds of weird stuff going on. That sound is me disappearing and soft-locking the game. I'm gonna pick up the Ocarina, which you're supposed to do after Dungeon 3, because it requires an item from Dungeon 3. But using super jumps, I don't have to have that. I can get that early. Can I do anything with it? No. Let's grab that. I believe I need to go down here, actually. There's another place that you can screen warp into the back of a door in the Link's Awakening Game Boy Color or the original Game Boy version. And I don't remember where you end up. I think it's Dungeon 6. A glitched version of Dungeon 6. Go this way, right? Yeah. The house that I passed by a second ago has a man in it who's lost his golden leaves. And so that's what I'm going to pick up right now. There's all kinds of fourth wall breaking, other video game characters, stuff like that in this game. Nice. Strategy works sometimes. Not often. I think what I'll do, I'll go in here. Die. Which fixes my health, somewhat. Come on. Go. Press this. Open the front gate. Need 2 more. One found there. And one, of course, found there. Very unique enemy. Can you shoot him? Yeah. Enough. Now go and see Richard about that key. I've never met a Richard, and I don't know anything about a key. A key to what, even? It's funny how you can just skip some of that. Now there's a skip that I can do down here. Skip actually giving the keys back to Richard. As it believes. I've never been able to do it well. So I'm just going to actually give it to him. And save my goofy little skips for later. It's one of my favorite rooms in the game because it has Kazumi Totaka's song. If you sit around and wait in this specific room enough, a special little 19-note melody will play. It is included in almost, if not all, games which Kazumi Totaka has worked on. Him being the sound composer for this game. The music composer. You can see that little area up there. It's where I need to go. This is the one use for the shovel in the entire game. See if I can pull this off. Without dying, please. So I need to walk, like, very close into this. I think I should be able to do it here. Nope. There we go. So typically we have to go all the way down, open this up, and then go all the way back around to actually go in. I can just skip it by facing backwards and doing that. Well, it was bound to happen. I'll take that. Oh, yeah, it does have something. That might be that one key in the dungeon that I'm always missing. Kind of not explaining anything that's happening. But I'm just so used to the game. I need a number of keys. To get through here. It's funny, you enter that room and they're one color. And then after a second they change color. These bosses have something funny that you can do. Go up to one. Come on. Dude. Oh, and now it's green again? Didn't actually collect that fairy. Because I very much need it. There we go. Exit, come back, and it's gone. Then here, it's a Pegasus boots. Now's when I typically start running low on bombs. Which, it's been a long time since I did that bad at that boss. That. These are funny little guys. Not going to open that because I know it's the compass. Stay back. Another key. Perfect. There's a way to skip a key, but I don't remember how. Got them both. Needed to kill those guys, didn't I? Going to, for once, actually pick this up. It's like toss an explosive over the edge. Very nice. I don't think there's anything that way. How many keys do I have? I just need the one that's back at the start now. Start at the top. There we are. Eat these guys just to get some health, possibly. I should be okay with 3. Hello? There we go. Well, just because I'm low, collect the health in here. There's an extra key in here, which I never understood. This is a boss that I did not like the changes that they did in Switch release. Ice. This is much better than I usually do. It's usually one of the bosses that I tend to choke against. Excuse me. And in the waterfall. To get to the Yarna Desert, I'm pretty sure I have to go this way first. Lauren's right there. Oh, but I can learn her song real quick, can't I? I actually did a remake of this song. Festival Progressive House or Commercial House, whatever you want to call it. Mainstream Progressive House. But just because a remake of a song I don't have permission to release, it's not releasing. It wasn't even anything special, really. It was just, very basic drop demo. Go this way. This fungus face I can give a stick to. Naturally, uses it to attack a beehive. Another fun thing about screen warping is screen warping right from here and skipping over the entire castle sequence. It's picking up the key. Which is something you'll see me do when I play it in black and white. And then I think I'll play it a third time in black and white, but also doing some fun little cheat codes. Not there. I'm gonna go here. Always happens. That shark on the left always messes me up. Money is traded for pineapple. Keep in mind we started with a Yoshi doll. Now we have a pineapple. I always like this character. Like bears. Here we have our second warp. Which I think there's like 8 or 10 warps in Switch version, but in this, in the original version, there's only 4. Now I need to head back down to the beach. This is not the last time I'll be visiting it. Because we've got Marin there waiting for us. Sometimes the notes just mess up. It's kind of funny. what she's explaining is that they never thought that there was any life beyond the sea, but she always dreamed that there was. And then Link watched up, and she now knows that there's, other people out there. And she wonders what it's like, and kind of wishes she was a seagull so that she could go see. So we get the best item in the game. Which is not even an item. But it's funny that you get the whole item get animation. Now, when I play this game in black and white later, I'll be taking Marin with me places that she does not belong. Ultimately, you can't keep her around in this version, but well, I mean, I'm sure there is a way. Thing, doghouse or something like that, but we sadly need to have her and then leave her very quickly in this. There's some funny shenanigans you can do, like, if you go into a dungeon, she gets scared and stays outside. And if you come back out with low health, she'll fuss at you. If you go into the crane game with her, she will pick up the crane game operator and get you kicked out. She also encourages you to dig to the center of the earth if ever you use your shovel around her. There we go. And there's one other thing that you can do. I'm trying to remember what it is. See if I can get a quick cycle with this. Nope. Oh, I did. Almost. Oh yeah, if you attack... I can't remember if it's chicken and or a dog. She'll at first tell you to stop, but if you keep attacking it, she'll start encouraging you to keep going. She's a little bit crazy, but apparently no crazier than you are. I can fix her. Now I need to head to Dungeon 4. That's where she's going to be staying for a while. It'll be faster to go this way, I think. Not that. There's 3 songs for the ocarina. Only 2 of which are actually required to beat the game. I mean, not even that, honestly. There's surely a way to skip all songs, but to beat the game the intended way, only 2 are needed. go straight up from there. That's where the windfish egg is. Need all of the instruments to wake the windfish. Oh, what? Alright, I think I know what I'm gonna do. First of all, man up here who's hungry. Then from there I actually need to head back down. I actually always loved this music so much. I would go up to a certain spot in the game and just sit there and listen to that music in particular. Oh, I can jump over it. I realized, for one thing, I actually need to put the key where it needs to go down here. Also, I want to do something else before the next dungeon. That was weird. I've never seen the enemy back away like that. It took me forever to realize that the fish has googly eyes. I didn't notice that as a kid. And there's another checkpoint there. Wait, I do actually want something in that village first. There's a goat here. Or is it this house? Yes. So we give her the hibiscus, and she gives us a letter. And we're supposed to give that letter to Mr. Wright. And I will do that another time. Now, go here. Because there's a dungeon in this version that is exclusive to this and the Switch. It isn't in the original version of the game. That will not go left. Be sure that one's supposed to go left. sometimes these gravestones just don't work. Try it again. Always this one, too. I don't understand it. I really don't understand it. I guess I will have to get that after Dungeon 4. Which is annoying because after Dungeon 4 is the most annoying part of the game. Yeah, I don't know. There's some sort of missing trigger, I guess. Like if you've opened Dungeon 4, you can't do that yet. I guess I should have done that earlier. Oh well. There's a boss in there in this special dungeon that tends to give me issues with health anyway. So might as well go up and do this dungeon instead. There's 4 companions in this game. We've already seen Chain Chomp and Marin. There's also the Rooster and the Ghost. Not in that order. And Bow Wow is helpful. Marin isn't really helpful, but she's not too annoying. Rooster, very helpful. And then there's the Ghost, which appears out of nowhere after Dungeon 4, simply to be annoying and a menace. And no one likes the Ghost. Ah, compass. Like I said, mile-long text. Down here? Yes. If they had set a flag that said, it gave you the whole speech for the compass and its new features, only the first time you pick up a compass, that would have been so much better. I can't do it. Forgot. what's over there, but it can't be anything useful. Nice. Okay. Yes, I know, that's why I pressed B to drop a bomb on it. Here we go. God. These little flower things are annoying. They're called pea-hats. You can only kill them sometimes, but what that sometimes is, I can't seem to reason with logic for the life of me. It's just sometimes you can hit them and sometimes you can't. Do these buggers first. Oh, of course. Unavoidable. Speaking of buggers, I was playing Pokemon Scarlet and Violet a few weeks after it came out. If that. Got my first 7-star. And because it was so annoying, can't do that yet. I was going to name it Bugger. You know, just as a sign of annoyance. But apparently you can't do that. Pokemon Company considers that vulgar. This is when I start getting lost because I can't remember exactly what I'm supposed to do. And it would help if I could stop falling in water, but whatever. Now there's a super jump that you can do, like, off the corner of one of these. I've never been able to figure it out. This... And that's how you get the boss key. Because I can't beat the boss yet. Nice. Also, that chest just has an enemy inside it, so can't do anything there. This is what trips me up. I can never remember what I'm supposed to do now. Except stop getting hit. Oh yeah. This is the key door that I always forget about. Easy enough. Oh, you snot. Now you can grab that. Get ready for the most intense boss fight of the entire game. Because it is right over here. You're usually supposed to go around through a staircase and everything. But why do that when you can jump? Okay, so this is the very intense boss fight. See how long this takes. Already got one hit. Ran out of arrows. Oh well. Yeah, that boss literally can't even attack you. And that is that. So I'm a little under halfway through the game now. Of the 8 required dungeons, which I am going to do the one that's not required, I've completed 4. But first, before I leave the stream off, I unfortunately have to do it. Let me try this, see if I end up somewhere useful. Might use it for future routing if I do. It's somewhat useful. That's the ghost. He just makes noise and is annoying. This is going to be the last thing that I do for the stream for today. So there's not much lore for this ghost, except he's dead and he wants to go to his house. Once you take him to his house, he wants to go back to his grave. And that's it. That stupid sound is so annoying. If for no other reason than the amount of times you hear it. I've actually been wanting to go back and play the Switch version of this game. But I haven't been able to find it. I know I've had it at some point. The only real reward that you get for this game, or for this ghost, is a picture and a secret seashell. Neither of which are particularly useful to me. There's multiple things that, if I recall correctly, the ghost prevents you from doing. Okay, that's not my house, that's not my grave. Take me here. Yeah, I'm listening. Meditating like a bat. Right, maybe now I can get into the color dungeon. Yeah, now it works. It's Bolshevik. Alright, and this is the color dungeon, and that's where I'm going to leave it for today. Because I really, really need to get some rest. Developing a headache, so thank you all for coming by. If you're watching the VOD, I really appreciate it. So, yeah, stay blessed, stay hydrated, and take care of yourself, because you are worth it.